I'm Kurt Lindberg. I'm the Chief Learning and Science Officer of Plexus Institute. It's an organization devoted to helping people understand complexity science and to use insights from that science to improve the health of people and organizations, communities, and our natural environment. I've had an interest for many years in how change happens in kind of systems of all types. And with my background in healthcare, I'm especially interested in how healthcare organizations change and don't, and how they improve and how they work. Some of the activities I'm involved in now that I'm kind of most excited about involve working with it's a growing network of hospitals in this country and also now several other countries who are interested in addressing the prevention of some of these superbugs that are killing patients and leading to a great deal of suffering around the world. So we're using some complexity-informed processes like positive deviance to help hospitals reduce specifically MRSA infections. Okay. Well, one of my real hopes is that more and more people can come to understand what the scientists are discovering about how complex systems change and work, as well as some of the kind of common principles that seem to undergird the performance and dynamics in complex systems of all types. Our view is that with that understanding, people can make different choices and hopefully better choices, and which can then lead to improved performance in systems really of all types. The science is growing very rapidly, and we kind of see it all around us with the attention to networks. You see terms like emergence more and more showing up. Collective intelligence. So many of these are examples of new insights that are emerging from the scientific community, which more and more people are picking up and using in very practical ways in their organizations and communities. So my real hope for the future is that this kind of keeps growing, and there are more and more connections made between the scientific community and people in society looking for better ways to work. One of my hopes is that people will take the time to learn about complexity science and use it to kind of rethink some of the assumptions they bring to their understanding of how the world works and how organizations work, and then try to apply those insights in what they do. And also probably to reflect on their experiences in organizations and communities using complexity science insights, and probably come to some different conclusions than are traditional. I guess as you think about the future, my experience with complexity suggests that to generate potentially better futures, with no guarantee, but better futures, what you need to do is focus on the present. And by that I mean the kind of everyday interactions that we have with other people and every organizations, and see those routine interactions as the kind of source of improvement. Because as the scientists tell us, it's really the interactions in complex systems that are most prominent and most significant in producing outcomes. What they call, the process is called self-organization, and the outcome of self-organization is emergent. But it's the interactions that produce those and it's the day-to-day interactions that produce what we have now. If we're interested in producing a different present, it suggests that we need to interact differently, we need to connect with new people, and perhaps use some different processes in how we interact. I guess I'd like to close with an invitation. There is a growing community of people and organizations interested in understanding and adopting complex ways of seeing and doing. And Plexus is a part of that movement, and we're always on the lookout for people with a twinkle in their eye who are curious, searching for deeper understandings about how nature and life and human organizations work, and using those new learnings to good effect. So I guess my invitation would be, if you're interested in complexity science and what it means to us and how the insights can be used for good practical effect, we'd love to connect with you and see where those connections take us.